So today we'll be talking about the RTX 3070 Ti from MSI.
Open it yourself.
You can open it if you want.
No, you open it. It's your GPU. Oh, is that a support thingy that it came with? Nice.
Dude, that's kind of heavy.
Would you like to take it out by yourself?
Here's a short comparison with my RTX 3060, and I have a review for it coming up really soon. The motherboard we choose to go with is the ROG B560A Wi-Fi. The particular reason for this is of course the nice heatsink that will provide a better environment for the power delivery and the pre-installed Wi-Fi card. Furthermore, one of the PCIe by 16 supports PCIe Gen 4, and so does one of the M.2 slot.
Dude, I don't know how to do this. Don't we need to take this thing?
Yeah, you have to take this thing off.
And the yellow thing?
No, not a yellow thing. Okay,
Okay, now.
put the thing here.
Now a bit more about the graphics card. The MSI RTX 3070 Ti Suprim actually comes in pretty handy. It has a length of 33.5 cm, and essentially meaning that it will fit into most of the cases.
Oh, fuck.
After all, we still managed to fit it in, and it's a great build. CPU is i7-11700KF along with Trident RGB 16GB. Starting with Cinebench R23, the CPU actually scored 14K in multi-core and around 1549 in single-core. I know a lot of people hate the Rocket Lake CPUs because it lacks the cache and the memory controller results in worse performance. But the IPC performance is still there, and the Ryzen 7 5800X is currently still more expensive than the CPU. That's why we decided to go with it. Rainbow Six Siege was tested under 2K Ultra, and at the time of this video, the DLSS is actually not implemented into the game yet, so I'm actually excited to see how much improvement there will be once DLSS is there. The average FPS is 332, which is actually only 9% away from the RTX 3080. And because it's 2K Ultra, it puts more pressure onto the GPU rather than the CPU itself, so the CPU usage is actually only around 53%, which is relatively low. Final Fantasy 15 benchmark was tested under 2K high settings. And if you have watched my previous videos, you would know how big the difference is between a dedicated GPU and an integrated GPU in a CPU. With a score of 10,437, the performance got indicated as very high. Next game is the Forza Horizon 4 tested under 2K Ultra settings. With an average of FPS of 183, this is actually pretty impressive, and this shows how good the MSI Suprim series are, because most of the results from RTX 3070 Ti would range from 120 to 184. And it only has around 7% of difference when compared to the top score of the RTX 3080. Productivity was tested using Project Benchmark, and it scored 1203 in DaVinci Resolve. This is around 8% of improvement when compared to the RTX 3070. And in contrast to my previous configuration, which used to be an i5 9600KF plus GTX 1650 Super, it has an overall improvement of 43%. The performance of productivity are usually affected by the amount of CUDA cores, and basically meaning that the GDDR6 memory wouldn't help here. The last thing is that I also tested the GPU and the entire system with V-Ray benchmark. However, the number are just for instance, as I don't have any other parts that I can compare it with. The only thing I can tell you though is that when compared to my GTX 1650 Super, the V-Ray GPU CUDA from the RTX 3070 Ti actually lead by 549%. Anyways, that's the end of this video. I hope you enjoy it, and if you can comment on what you think about the content overall, it will be really helpful, because I'm still growing my channel and want to know in which way I could possibly improve myself.